worked together and conspired to keep her from making money. All right, so did Tyler Perry blackball Monique? I also know that Tyler Perry apologized to Monique and he blackballed her. Okay, Monique is telling the truth. Monique is telling the truth, but she's angry. And because she's telling the truth through her anger, a lot of people aren't going to listen to her. She's coming up as a Queen of Cups. So this is saying that her audience and her fan base will naturally be persuaded by the arguments that she's making. And that because the full moon is behind this Queen of Cups, it talks about her releasing her emotions into the universe, but also her being reflective about the things that she's releasing as well. So the more that people don't believe her, she continues hearing the negative feedback. She will be determined to prove you all wrong. So she's not going to stop saying what she's saying because what she's saying is true. He did blackball her. And the way that he went about blackballing her was not intentional. This was him operating off of he say, she say. And so he denied her a work opportunity that she was really qualified for, or he put it in someone's ear that she had been blackballed. He was repeating what he had heard, but he had no real reason to believe those things other than the fact that he was believing these things from people who were just as powerful as he was. He's like, my colleagues are saying this about an employee. Let me just repeat it myself, because it's kind of like, this is just what the industry does. He wasn't thinking, but this did have a tremendously negative impact on Monique, because the Fool card is saying that this forced her to restart her career. It is forcing her to restart her career. But with that being said, I'm also seeing here where Tyler Perry has offered in some way to help elevate Monique, or to put in a phone call or two for her. Now, if he's followed up on that promise, I don't think so, but I do get that he has made some promises to work to remedy those things for her behind the scenes. So let's see. What other tea can we get? All right, and the cards are still speaking. And the cards are saying that Tyler Perry prejudged her for the wrong reasons. He worked with her, had a lot of respect for her, but I also see that things went aflame, or things went awry on a project that they worked together, and it's like things blew up. It's like, oh shit, like there's havoc. I get the project was completed, right? But it's also like, as you can see, Tyler Perry's on the outside of the burning house, so Monique is still caught up in it. So I feel like something happened with this project that didn't go right. He blamed Monique for it, but Monique really wasn't to blame. For it. The entire team was to blame for it, but the team acquiesced around one rumor, which was Monique was the problem, and then Tyler Perry ends up repeating the rumor. So Tyler Perry did inadvertently, adjacently, unintentionally, unconsciously blackball Monique. I'm saying here that part of the reason why Monique keeps going in circles about talking about this, or keeps rehearsing it and bringing it back up, is because it stopped her from creating. It has stopped her from being an artist. And so she's like, Tyler Perry should be able to feel this. He's someone that's always talking about, oh, we got to eat. Oh, we're artists. We got to do this. Oh, it's about the project. Let's finish it to completion. Well, I'm not able to finish anything to completion because she's like, I'm pretty much blackballed. So with Monique, she's not really she's trying to tell her truth, but she's also trying to sway the masses at the same time. Not so much to stop supporting these people, but to put pressure on them to have better employment practices and to not work against each other in this Hollywood institution. Okay, so the next question that we're going to ask is, what's his relationship like with Monique now? He's not really talking to Monique, and it's kind of shady because it's like, I know that they apologized to each other, and I feel like Monique thought that because they were able to come to an agreement, they were able to see things the same way, that there was perhaps some vitality left in their relationship, and those things could be recovered or at least salvaged. But I see that Tyler Perry just didn't follow through with being kind. It's kind of like when you have a conversation with a friend that you haven't been friends with for a while, y'all choose to reconcile things, have a great conversation, and you reach out to them the next day, and it's like things are still distant between y'all. Like, y'all squashed that beef, but that didn't indicate or authorize you all to renew the friendship and to start things over. So Monique is upset about that. She's upset about it. She's going to continue speaking about it because she's like, he extended an olive branch. We said that we squashed the beef. I thought that we were going to be working on something, and Monique is hurt by that. Monique feels like she has to continue trying to speak about these issues publicly, and she wants everyone else to reflect on them, because she again feels like people are conspiring against her. And she feels like her voice is the only way to expose the conspiracy. Nevertheless, the more that she continues to talk, the more that she's going to continue isolating herself, and it's going to decrease the chances that Tyler Perry is going to reach out to her, because Tyler Perry is someone that's like, look, we squashed this in private. We're cool. A lot of this went down privately. I hate that it went down in public. Most people probably wasn't even looking at the pattern behind like why it is that you rose and fell, but you want to make an issue out of it. And so it's kind of assholish, but Tyler Perry's like, look, I'm busy. I got a whole bunch of people in employ, and I ain't got time to be sitting on the phone with you and you be whining about this shit. Like, you either gonna get over it or you not. And don't call my phone about this shit no more. But it's like Tyler Perry doesn't want to say that, so he kind of just humors her casually, but I also don't get that they've had a conversation with each other in a while as well. So that's another interesting thing. Tyler Perry's gonna accept responsibility for it, but he's not gonna allow her to just drag this in the mud. Okay, so what did he think about that Boondocks episode that parodies him and his alternative personas? Did y'all watch that Boondocks episode? I remember that damn episode. My favorite episode of the Boondocks was the one where Martin Luther King was revived, and he was like, is this what I took all those ass whoopings for? And then my other one was when they spoofed BET, and then Deborah Leavell's assistant came and said, Deborah Leavell, Huey Newton is on CNN talking about EBT or whatever. She said, okay, what the fuck is CNN? Baby, I died. All right, so I'm sitting here and I'm seeing that the cards are saying Tyler Perry was not fond of that particular episode because he felt like it attacked his integrity and his masculinity. He also felt like this episode was promoting industry gossip, things that like there are rumors. I feel like there's a second level of gossip that we as the public are not privy to, where these inside jokes or these inside rumors about Tyler Perry, these running gags that people say that were promoted through the Boondocks, and Tyler Perry felt like he's like, oh shit, Aaron McGruder is making me an easy target. Here he is bringing out like this industry gossip and bringing to the forefront. Like, nobody would think this of me, but if it weren't for him. I get that Tyler Perry was humored in some way, but at the same time, he didn't like the attacks on his masculinity in general. Now there is a part of Tyler Perry that's like, look, this was deep and it was thoughtful as an artistic project, but this is also something that could ruin his relationship with the actors and actresses that he had been working with, because those people were watching the Boondocks too. Now the thing is that the people that this is because I feel like people were talking about, look, I can't remember what the fuck was on the air around that time, if it was that Tamla Mann show or he was on TNT or whatever, but that episode caused a stir amongst him and his actors, especially because there was so many of them watching it, and especially like his production crew, the people that were just like, helping to produce the show, watching it too. So I'm seeing people on their lunch breaks looking at it and then trying to hide their phones. So it's like they were wondering how it was that Tyler Perry was going to respond to it. So it was an episode that it's an episode that influenced the people that watched it, and the people that watched, some of those people that were influenced were also employed under him. So, you know, the humor permeated in inside of his business, and I don't think Tyler Perry appreciated that shit. Okay, so, you know, he ain't like it. But what did y'all think of that Boondocks episode? Let me know in the comments. All right. So, my next question for Tyler Perry is he gay? If you think Tyler Perry is gay, put an eggplant emoji in the comments. And if you think that he's heterosexual, put a peach emoji. Bitch. Okay, anyway. This Queen of Cups comes out, and it's like, as far as we know, Tyler Perry is heterosexual. That's how he's gonna publicly promote it. He's heterosexual. Right now he's in a relationship with a woman. It's a younger woman. I think maybe his baby mama. Y'all let me know in the comments if his baby mama's younger than him. But he's in a relationship with a woman that's younger than him, and he's really invested into it. They make money together. It definitely looks like it doesn't look like things are arranged. It looks like she was pursuing him. Yeah, he's in a real relationship. And I think that he's in a relationship with his child's mother. So the cards are like, look, he's pretty much, I mean, the cards are saying what they're saying. I think otherwise, but I don't see homosexuality in these cards. I see a real relationship with a woman. But then again, gay is just but a mindset. It depends on what you look at it, right? How you look at it, right? Some people, again, like, it just depends. There's a lot of financial exchange between he and this woman. There's something here that indicates bisexuality still. I mean, the Chariot is here. So, I mean, but I see that he's monogamous with her. I don't see him acting on... I don't see homosexual activity here. I just see a lot of money and a lot of non-sexual intimacy, like dancing, cuddling, things of that nature. But for the most part, it doesn't look like he is. But y'all know why this is saying that, right? All right. So the cards say that he's not gay. Andrew Caldwell, he ain't gay no more. Then what can you tell us about his sexual orientation? What can we be told about Tyler Perry's sexual orientation? I mean, this card showed up again. I mean, this ain't no coincidence, but the King of Wands is here. You know, he's going to pursue women. I definitely feel like he's been having sexual encounters with women. There's no doubt about that. I get that he's been having some sexual encounters with women, and I feel like he's been using his money and power to attract those women. He does it when he's intoxicated for himself. Like, I get that he's like a wine drinker, and a good like a good whiskey or a good gin. But other than that, at the back of his mind, there are other things at the back of his mind. I just don't see him acting on them, or those things being activated right now. I want to know, did he have sexual intercourse to have his baby, or did they have a surrogate? Did he have sexual intercourse to have his baby? No. He tried though. But this was not a baby through sexual intercourse. That was a struggle to have the baby through sexual intercourse. But no, this was not through sexual intercourse. But that is the child's mother. There was an insemination. Yeah, there was an insemination, but no, there was a lot. Like, as you can see, 2 5s here, right? No, this was a crisis. No, this was not. She was not. She did not. She did not conceive of this child through intercourse. Okay, but his sperm was in her. His sperm was in her. That is his baby. They do have a child together, and there we have it. Okay, so I want to know. Oh shit, because somebody asked, will he marry his baby mama? So I guess the baby mama is his girlfriend. I wonder if they've been spotted out together. All right, so will he marry his baby mama? Hit the skull emoji if you think that Tyler Perry is going to marry his baby mama. Will he marry his baby mama? She's gonna be waiting for a while. She's waiting on marriage. He ain't intending to. If anything, Tyler Perry intends to bring in another woman. I don't get that Tyler Perry's doing things to commit to her. I get that he has like some very niggerish tendencies in terms of like, when, you know, this woman better enjoy while she can, because when he sets his sights on another woman, like, he's gonna go after her. There's a desire here to not commit and to not be somebody that's ready to commit. I get that this is a masculine narrative that he's hiding behind, and even with juggling women, saying that this woman is not who he's into, or even saying that there's another woman he has interest in, I don't feel like that's sincere or genuine. But I just get another card that indicates, like, you know, 2 cards indicating like splitness or division, a binary, right, in terms of his sexual orientation. And so this is all to say that, you know, it's all to say that no, he doesn't intend to marry her, but they have a very strong relationship. Okay, they have a very, very strong connection to each other, one in which I don't see him seeing it as though it's necessary to marry her. He doesn't feel it necessary to marry her. And if anything, he is going to not marry her and say, yes, I had a baby out of wedlock. And that's something that Christians just sometimes have to deal with, things that happen. Sometimes men it's a lot about him trying to fit into a heterosexual's a typical heterosexual narrative that offends Christians. So no, I don't see that coming for her. But she can keep waiting. And let's see, does he regret acting as Medea? Does he regret acting as Medea? What do you all think of Medea? Is Medea a positive image of the black woman, or especially like older people? Do you all think so? Does he? Yep, he does. He does. There's a lot of regret behind promoting this character, but even though it's been profitable, this character does bring him a lot of sadness. Why? Because of the spirit, it's the spirit of the character that he's not in tone with anymore. I feel like he's achieved a higher level of consciousness now, and I feel like in some ways he's been happy to he feels like this. He feels like he's had to lay his life on the line. Like in some ways he's like, look, I have been the coat that you throw on a puddle so that the woman could walk across it. So he feels like he's had to diminish himself so that other people can be propagated as a successful actor, actress, or just to be employed. So he's like, look, I had to fall on the sword and entertain these people and be taken not seriously so that you all can be taken seriously. And he's still having to do that. Medea is a driving force behind it, helping to generate really good income at Tyler Perry Studios. And the cards are still speaking. he has mixed feelings towards the character. He's like, it brings a lot of profit, but also it's boxing him in, and it's part of the reason that people he knows that this character attracted the sort of attention that would cause people to throw their low expectations at him. Like, you're gonna fail, you're not gonna make it, this character's janky, this ain't shit, you're throwing us under the bus. Like, who would buy this? Like, this is Chitlin Circuit. So he's not happy that he's not happy that the character has been inviting in those sorts of criticisms either. So there is some regret there, but it's an intellectual type of regret, not a regret where he on an emotional level where he's like, oh my God, I'm so sad that I did this. But it's definitely more intellectual and scholarly, where he's like, there's a different way that I probably could have approached a lot of these things in my life. The other thing that I see here as far as this Medea character goes, he feels like this character has like an unknown range. Like, I can continue remixing this character, I can continue doing things with this character. Yeah, it's a very versatile one, but he's also like, I can't create a second one, and so he doesn't really know how to maneuver out of that. But he's just trying to create iconic shows, iconic moments, and iconic accomplishments that will overshadow this character that he's worked to create. With that being said, I want to thank you all for tuning into the reading produced by Black Spectrum Network. Click the subscribe button and hit the bell button to get the latest updates on this channel. If you want to receive these and other videos at least 1 week ahead of their YouTube release date, then subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/Black Spectrum Network. We offer online courses that teach how to do tarot, create magical potions, and how to work with the ancestors, deities, and African Diaspora spirits. Visit the Shrine of Black Epistemology at blackepistemology.com. If you'd like mentorship with me or one of our staff, book a mentorship consultation on our website at www.blackspectrumnetwork.com. We live in a time where the celebration and supernatural metamorphosis of our Black excellence is more than a form of resistance to globalized white supremacy. Your journey does not end here. Make your next move your best move. I now leave you with these words of wisdom from the rapper Dreezy. Gave mercy to these hoes. What would Jesus do? I'm your reader, Next Zoe, and remember, the truth is always collaborative. Thanks for watching.
So fuel my fire, take me higher, I'll be your light.